Hi, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel Intelligible Tutorials. In this today's session now I want to give the clear information of how to estimate the paths in the given flow graph. Already we have several number of the paths in the flow graph. So in this today's session now I want to tell how many number of the paths, how to reduce the number of the paths, what are the rules to be followed to determine the number of the paths in the given flow graph. Okay, so here determining the actual number of the paths is actually different difficult problem, and some of the paths are achievable and some of the paths are unachievable. Okay, so if we know the number of the paths, then we have good idea to complete our testing. So that's why we have to estimate the paths. What are the minimum number of the links of the paths? What are the maximum number of the paths? For that we have set a number of the rules. We see what are the various number of the rules now. Okay. So what is the maximum path count arithmetic? Here it is saying label each link. Some of the rules we have to follow while determining the number of the paths. Okay, what are the rules? Now we are going to see. Label each link with a link weight and corresponding to number of the paths the link represents. You have to label, you have to specify some name to the link and the link weight. Also mark each loop with the maximum number of the times the loop can be taken. Okay, how many times that loop was taken, you have to mark it also. If the answer is infinity, suppose the loop was taken infinite number of the times, you might as well as stop the analysis because it reaches the maximum number of the times. For this we are having three different types of the loops. Okay, three cases here we have taken. Let us see, the first one is the parallel links, and the second one is the serial links, and third one is the loops. Okay, what are the parallel links? Whenever the parallel links can be represented, we are having the path expression. The addition, arithmetic addition operator can be used if the two links are in parallel with each other. And the weight expression can be represented as WA plus WB. And series or serial, then we can represent the path expression as A into B, because serial expression can also be represented as the multiplication operator as A into B, that is WA into WB. And if at all it is a loop, then we can represent it as a to the power of n, and the weight expression, that is wa to the power of j. Like that you can represent the parallel links, serial links, and as well as the loop expressions. Okay, so if at all it is a well structured program, how can we represent it? Okay, how can we represent in the graph? That some example that we are going to see it is. Okay, so B A into C, serial link A into B plus C, B C are parallel, so A into B plus C, again it is serial into D into E into F G H into M plus I, these are parallel, into K, okay, into E into F into I into F into G plus H. Okay, so like that the entire expression can be represented. Here only two things are in parallel. One is M into L and the one is B and C. M plus L and B plus C are parallel. Remaining all are serial to each other. So that's why we have used the in multiplication symbol here. Okay, so this is the one example of showing the well structured program. If at all it is representing in the case of the paths, how can we represent it like this. Okay, so next we are going to see another kind of some examples. The flow graph should be annotated by replacing the link name with the maximum number of the paths, and also note the maximum number and note the number of the times for looping. Combine the first pair of the parallel loops and multiply the things outside, remove the loops to clear the cutter. What it is saying is for A, what it is saying in the A, the flow graph should be annotated by replacing the link name with the maximum number of the paths, and also note the number of the times for looping. A, what it is saying is, suppose two things are parallel, you can add it 1 plus 1 as 2. Okay, and again you are having this one 1 plus 1 as 2. Okay, so serials things can be converted in the form of 1 plus 1 as 2. Here also 1 plus 1 it is termed as 2. Okay, and here it is also 1 plus 1 it is termed as 2, and whenever multiplication of the terms will be there into terms, serial links, 2 into 1 2, again 2 into 1 2, you can simplify it as simple 2. Okay, and again it is 2, And again here also you termed it in the form of the, there is no way of the simplification in the C. Okay, simply we have simplified the parallel and as well as the serial loops. In the C, we make it as a simpler loop. That's what it is saying. Okay, so multiply the things out and remove the nodes to clear the cutter. You can remove the nodes by multiplication of each and everything. Okay, so what is the B saying? Combine the first pair of parallel loops, and we have combined the first pair of parallel loops and second pair of parallel loops. And in the, as said in the C rule, we have multiplied the serial links also. So 2 into 1 into 2 is obviously 2 here we got. Okay, so 2 is the 2 here we got. There is nothing to simplify here, so simply we can write here. So like that the parallel loops can be added and the serial loops can be multiplied with each other, and in order to reduce the simplification of the graph and as well as reduce the number of the paths in the graph. Okay, so these are the ABC rules. And what are the other rules? That's what it is saying. Calculate the total weight of the inner loop which can execute a minimum, that is 1 to the power of 3 is equal to 1 0 plus 1 1. Total it is we got 4. Multiply the link with weights with the inner loop. Evaluate the loop by multiplying the link weights. Simplify the loop for further results in the total maximum number of the paths in the flow graph. So what it is doing now, just we see in the D what it is doing just multiplying the calculating the total weight of the inner loops. So it calculated the total weight of all the inner loop as the 4. Okay, so again 4 into 4 it is termed as into 4. So 2 into 4, so 2 into 4 it is these two are again multiplied. 2 into 4 is equal to 8. Okay, so 2 again this is 8, 2 into 4 is 8, and again it is multiplied with 1 into 4 it is termed as 4, and 2 8 and 4, 2 into 8 to the power of 4 into 4. So what it is saying is evaluate the loop by multiplying the link weights, that is 2 into 4 into is equal to 8, that is we got. Okay, 2 into 4 is equal to 8. And again what it is saying, simplifying the loop further result the total maximum number of the paths in the flow graph, that is 2 into 8 to the power of 4 into 4. So total we got like this. So like that finally we make it in the form of what is plain line. Okay, so for the inner loop we have simplified like this. Okay, so what is the inner loop here? This one is the inner loop. For inner loops we have simplified in this graph. Up to C we have done. Under D what we got, we have simplified the inner loop, and finally we make it in the form of the plain line like this. Okay, so we have multiplied with the inner loop variables. 2 into 4 is equal to, we have calculated all the weights. 1 into 1 into 1 we got 4. 2 into 4 is equal to 8. 8 to the power of 4 we got the inner loop, we got value as 8 to the power of 4. Okay, so next we further simplify it in the form of a plain line. Okay, so this one is the more simplifying of the graph. And for the structured graph what we have to see, for the structured code can be defined in several different ways that do not involve ad hoc rules such as not using go-tos. A structured flow graph means what actually? A structured flow graph is one that can be reduced to a single link by successive application of the transformations. Okay, it can be reduced to as much as to a single link by the successive application of the transformations. How it is possible now we are going to see. Let us see. There has been given two number of the nodes A and B, and the process it will be converted in the form of the transformation. It will be converted into one single loop, one single node as A comma B, and this is having two lines as in parallel, and we can make it is if then else we can convert it in the form of a simpler one as A B. Okay, and A is having self loop here, and that will be converted like this as B. Okay, and AB this is having two lines, serial lines, that will be again whenever these two having serial lines, this can be converted as A comma B. So serial lines can be converted as A comma B, and parallel lines can be converted as A and B, A plus B, like this. Okay, so structured graph formations can be do like this. If then else it can do like this, while do it can do like this. Okay, so self loop, the while do, it can be converted as B. Like this we can convert. What are the unstructured subgraphs? Some of the graphs are unstructured. The node by node reduction procedure can also be used as test for the structured code. So flow graphs that do not contain the structured things, those can be used, shown below as subgraphs are structured. Some of the subparts are structured here. Those are some of the things that we will make use for this: jumping into loops, jumping out of the loops, branching into decisions, and branching out of the decisions. These are the four important things that we have to remember while we are working with the unstructured subgraphs. So how it is possible? So jumping into the loop, jumping out of the loop, branching into the decision, branching out the decisions. These are some unstructured notations. Jumping while a loop is running, we are jumping inside the loop, we are jumping outside of the loop, we are branching into the decisions, and we are branching out of the decisions. Okay, so these are some unstructured subgraphs. Notations can be applied in the unstructured subgraphs. And now we see what are the lower path count arithmetic and looping probability. Then we talk these two things and then we will stop. Okay, so what are the things now we are going to see in the uh, unstructured subgraphs and lower path count arithmetic? Okay, this thing we have completed. Unstructured subgraphs, the notations: jumping into loops, jumping out of loops, branching into decisions, and branching out of decisions. And now we are going to see the lower path count arithmetic. The lower bound on the number of the paths in the routine can be approximated for the structured flow graphs. The arithmetic is as well as follows. That is, the parallels can be as a plus b w. If it are in the case of weights, it is wa plus wb. Series a into b, that is, weight expression is given as maximum of a w of a into w of b. And loop can be termed like this: a to the power of n and 1 comma w1. The example can be look like this. Okay, so it's the same as the previous we have seen, that is, a be termed as 1 into 1, some counts, some series, some numbers we have converted it in the form of the names can be given as the weights. Here a and b and c, these are the linked names, and the weights associated with it as 1 1 1 and all these things. So we have applied the same operations as applied as the earlier, as parallel can be counted as 1 plus 1, and serial can be converted as 2 into 1 into 2, that is 2, we have declared like this. Okay, and coming to the next one, the inner loop can be converted in the form of 2 into 1, um, and 2 into 1, that is, 2 into 1, again 2 into 2, and 2 2 into 2 into 2, so it is simplified as 2 itself. Okay, so this example shows like this. Okay, so next we are going to talk about calculating the probability. What is the probability? Path selection should be biased low rather than high probability paths. How to select the high probability paths? What is the probability of being at a certain point in the routine? How to work with that? Okay, so see, weights, notations, and arithmetics, that same things can be applicable. Loop, in the case of the loop, it is a star pa by 1 minus pl. Okay, so this is the looping probability. Okay, so how the looping probability can be represented? Pl is the probability of the loop. It can be given as the formula: pa is equal to 1 minus pl. P new is equal to pa by 1 minus pl, that is 1 minus pl by 1 minus pl, that is 1. So looping probability is always calculated as 1. Okay, after the few steps in which you have removed the nodes, combine the parallel terms again, remove the loops and the like, you might find something like this, like pa, pb and pc, and again apply as pa by 1 minus pl, pb by 1 minus pl, and pc by 1 minus pl. Okay, so this is the looping probability is given as pa by 1 minus pl plus. Why? Because we have used y plus symbol is used. Why? Because these two, all the terms are parallel to each other. This one is a parallel, this one is parallel, and this one is also parallel to each other. So that's why what we have written as looping probability is pa by 1 minus pl plus pb by 1 minus pl plus pc by 1 minus pl, that is equal to pa plus pb plus pc by 1 minus pl, that is 1. So looping probability is calculated as always 1. Okay, so some complicated bit of logic how it can be represented. Okay, we want to know the probability associated with the case A, B, and C. This is the case A, this is the case B, and this is the case C. For case C, it is somewhat difficult and typical zigzag manner it is there, jumping into, jumping outside of the loops. Case B, it is somewhat simpler, whereas case C, it is also similar to A and B. Okay, so case C is also same. Okay, so how it is possible? Now we are going to see the same thing here also. Mean processing time of a routine is applied here. Parallel is given as like this, serial is given as like this, and loop is given as like this. Weight expressions can be represented like this. Okay, and these are the some things that has given example graph with the probabilities. We have to add these values. Okay, so serial, it is parallel, we have to add. If it is serial, just we have to multiply the values like this. And finally we got, after applying the cross term steps and all these things, finally we got the value of the entire this thing as 171.214 is the probability we have calculated like this. So for this graph, what we have applied, for parallel we have added probability, and for serial we have multiplied the probabilities. Okay, so then we got like this, so 10 into 35.5. Okay, so again into 16 and into 34 into 7. So we have added all these things, we got this one. And again even simplify this one by combining the serial links like this, and cross term step we have applied like this, and finally we got the probability as 171.214. This is the way to your application of the cross term steps and combination of the serial links and parallel links with the probability values. Okay, so this thing about the various kinds of the steps that we have followed to reduce the number of the paths by application of the parallel and serial operations, by reduction of the loops, by using the looping probability, by application of the probabilities and lower point count arithmetic for structured graphs and as well as unstructured graphs, all these things. Okay, so only few rules only we have to remember, that is, if at all two paths are parallel, those can be added and the serial can be multiplied. That is the rule you have to remember while working with the reduction of the paths in the given flow graph. In the coming video we talk about much more things. So if at all anybody didn't subscribe my channel, please subscribe my channel, Intelligible Tutorials. Thank you one and all.